Hello, welcome back. It's the Dragon Twin Mom. So, thank you to my 4 subscribers, my OG crew. I'll always remember you guys. And I want to start off with my first long video. Hey, you gotta start somewhere, and it's not gonna be perfect, but we're just gonna do it. And we're gonna talk about the weight. We're gonna get right into it. Let's talk about how I lost the weight post twins. All these conversations you should have with your doctor before you really make any major life changes. I'm not medical. I am simply sharing my experiences and what worked for me. So please, before you follow everything I say to a T, right? Talk to your doctor and make sure you get like a real stamp of approval on that. 6 rules. Let's get right into it. Rule number 1, don't gain too much weight. We got to set ourselves up for success. I actually went online to calculator.net and I put in my metrics and it gave me a range of the healthy weight to gain for my pregnancy, given how I started, my height, my weight, my age, whether or not I was carrying twins, which, yep, we checked that box. And fun fact, my weight gain range that calculator.net produced for me was 37 to 54 pounds. And when my water broke and I went into OB triage and they weighed me, I was 37 pounds over my pre-pregnancy weight. So I was ecstatic about that. Really, when you're pregnant, they say, oh, you really only need about an extra 300 calories a day. That's like 1 extra granola bar. Your pregnancy is not an excuse to be unhealthy. Your pregnancy is an excuse to really dial in and make good choices. Rule number 2, pump. I exclusively pumped and bottle fed both of my girls. This is a personal choice. If you want to breastfeed, you can, but I would suggest that you also pump because that's what really helps establish your milk supply. It lets you build up a reserve and it's gonna burn way more calories. So get a nice pump, get extra pump parts, couple of pumping bras, get some lactation massagers. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, they work so well. I'm going to link a bunch of stuff below. If I missed anything, comment, let me know. I'll pop it in. But I'm going to tell you everything that I used. It worked for me. Number 3, drink a ton of water, basically exclusively water. My advice is to get a big water bottle. When I was really in my big pumping days, I was, going through 2 to 3 of these a day easily. And if you go with the Yeti, which I love, you're going to want to get this special top. So that way you're not just lips on a big open metal thing all the time. It's a recipe for disaster. Get the special top. I love this thing. I'll link that too. Number 4, be mindful of what you are eating. Avoid processed foods, avoid added sugar. I know it sounds tedious and time consuming, but look at the ingredients on stuff before you buy it. If I can't pronounce it, I don't want it in my body. Period. End of conversation. I'm good. And I know it's so tempting to just want to buy the frozen dinners because you're exhausted, you're a new parent, but trust me, you're going to feel so much better if you take the time to fuel yourself appropriately. We've all heard the phrase trash in, trash out. My go-to smoothie, okay? Well, first of all, loved the Ninja Blender, so I'm going to link that below. I got it as a wedding present. 5+ years later, it is still kicking. That thing is great. I'll link it. So for the smoothie, I would make a double batch. So this would be what my husband and I would have like every morning for our breakfast. So I would do 2 pours of kefir, or some sort of liquid probiotic of your choice, and some extra water. I'd get that up to the 16-ounce mark. And then I would do 2 spoonfuls of protein powder, 2 spoonfuls of collagen powder, 2 spoonfuls, go easy on the fiber powder. I wouldn't necessarily do 2 spoonfuls. You don't really want to risk that too much. So just a little bit of fiber powder, 2 spoonfuls of full fat, plain Greek yogurt, 2 frozen bananas broken in half. The key is the frozen bananas. Keep your bananas in the freezer. It makes all the difference in terms of texture. And then frozen fruit of your choice. I like to get, a couple of different kinds and I rotate. So it's not like we're having a strawberry smoothie every single day. To go back to the protein powder, be very mindful of the protein powder you get. I really like the Levels unflavored. That's really good. We also used this other brand called Raw Grass-Fed Whey. Basically, look at the ingredients. You just want the whey. You don't want anything else that they pack in there, and that's why I choose to get the unflavored. I don't care for those fake flavors anymore. Full disclosure, you try this smoothie, you might hate it, especially if you're really trying to change the way that you've been eating. Trust me, stick with it for 2 weeks. You're gonna love it, and you're gonna be amazed at how your taste buds change. Other, go-to healthy snacks that I always had on hand was plain Greek yogurt with honey and walnuts. Local honey is best, obviously. Hard-boiled eggs and apples with peanut butter. So if you always have these go-tos on hand, then you're way less likely to make, some unhealthy choice. Like, I don't know what I want to eat, but I'm starving, so I'm just gonna have a Snickers bar. Number 5, exercise. Definitely clear this part with your doctor. If nothing else, make sure you're not doing too much. Everybody's birth story is different. Everyone's recovery is different. But I would say start with low intensity and build it up. Walking, yoga, that's what I started with, especially walking. It is so important for you and your baby to get outside. I used the Baby Trend double stroller with the seats that could, clip into that stroller. They could clip into the car seat base. It was so easy. I couldn't think of nothing worse than trying to get 2 kids out of car seats into strollers for all the appointments you have to take them to. This baby stroller just made it so easy. I really quite liked it. So I'm going to link it below, and I'll link options for singletons as well. And when they could actually sit up, we graduated to another Baby Trend side-by-side, which I found was much easier to push. The girls could face forward, they could see, they really quite enjoyed it. So I'll link a singleton option too, but I'm also going to link that double. But if you really want to go big, I love, love, love this Bob double stroller. It pushes so easily. It handles any unevenness in the road. You can take it off-roading. My husband and I have taken it, hiking on trails. It's an incredible stroller. I just absolutely love it. Is it expensive? Yes. But I've had this stroller for, almost coming up on 2 years now, and I plan to have it for many more years. I never want to get rid of this stroller. So I'm going to link it below. And, if you have a very special family member or friend who wants to give you like a really big gift for your baby, point them in that direction because you will not be disappointed. Sleep. Man, sleep was tough. My husband and I did do sleep training with our girls once they were old enough. I'll just have to make a whole separate video about that. I mean, we're going to need to do a separate pumping video. We're going to need to do a separate sleep video. There's a lot more videos I'm thinking of now that we're just going to have to dedicate that time to. But to go back to sleep, just try to get as much as you can. I mean, hopefully you're going to have a nice support system where people will be offering to do things like, let me know how I can help. Have your list ready. Be like, what would be really helpful is if you came over and you did the dishes, or if you came over and you folded laundry, and then you take that time to pump and sleep. People who don't sleep as much as they need to have a tendency to overeat. You need to sleep. You need that time to recover. You need to be well rested so you have the energy to get up and go on a walk. So get your sleep as best as you can. I know it sounds impossible, but trust me, it does get easier. A couple of things that really helped with my sleep. Number 1, a white noise machine. It just creates that constant plateau of noise. So the only times, in theory, that you're going to wake up are when the baby actually cries or when something needs your attention, not like every little bodily sound you hear or like every time the floor creaks. The other product that I really loved was something called a bed jet. So it's a special sheet, and it's got like these 2 pumps that click into it, and it blows air. I would tap a button that would give me 10 minutes of hot air, and then it would just shut off. So it was so nice, like when I was getting up to deal with the girls, and then I would get back into bed, I could hit that button and it would just give me some warm air for like 10 minutes and warm my feet, and boom, I was out like a light. You could really get crazy with the settings, but I really liked just that one button. It was really quite a lifesaver because our old house, the house that we first brought the girls home to, just didn't keep temperature that well. And it was super helpful for, just getting better quality sleep throughout the night. Last tip time. Now, this is not something I would recommend until you are done pumping. But if you want to kick it into high gear, this is what I did. Intermittent fasting. One of the most popular methods is the 16-8 method. So this is where you're fasting for 16 hours daily, and then you restrict your eating to an 8-hour window. When I was doing intermittent fasting, and we were typically trying to get to bed at like 9:30, my first meal wasn't going to be until like 11, noon, even 1. You're giving your body like that kind of starvation effect where it's really having to go to your fat reserves to keep you going. So I did this for a couple months, and I was already at my pre-pregnancy weight when I decided to do intermittent fasting. The only reason I decided to do it is because I was like, well, I'm back to where I started, which was good. I met my goal, and I did that within 6 months. And I feel like that is important. I feel like you have to drop the weight quickly or it just hangs around, you know, get it over with. It's my philosophy. And you can get there doing all those other things I mentioned. But once you're done pumping and you really want to kick it into high gear and you're like, I want to take it to the next level, I want to, you know, be in the best shape that I've been in since college, intermittent fasting really worked for me. Those are my tips. Like, comment, subscribe, tap that bell for the next video. Anything you want to hear me talk about, please, I am all ears for suggestions. I'm going to leave all these links down below in the bottom. If there's anything I missed, let me know. I want to be as much of a resource for you as I would have liked someone to have been for me. I really hope that you find this helpful. I'm really grateful to all of my subscribers, anybody who watches this video. Thank you so much. Bye for now.